Okay, perfect. Melanie, I will go to Pepe first just because he put his hand up at the very, very beginning when I started the PowerPoint,
She.
and then I
Mhm.
will come back to you
Oh,
at I will come back
okay.
to you next, I promise.
Actually, I'm a she, not a he.
Yeah.
I am so sorry. There you go. I will go to her first because she put her hand up at the beginning of the PowerPoint.
No, just not actually a question, just a comment. On the Kahoot. I've used it once, and it was just absolutely amazing. I found a questionnaire that was appropriate to the subject I was teaching, but some of the questions weren't quite right, and you are actually able to edit a public Kahoot and make it your own. The only challenge was that there weren't all that many delegates, and so it wasn't as fun as what today's was. But yeah, thank you so much. This is really interesting. I am really enjoying this. Thank you.
Oh, good. Thank you. And thank you for your input. I think that will be good for Johan because I know, Johan, you were asking about are there certain levels? So being
Yes.
able to edit and adapt ones that are already there. And
Yeah.
also have a quick look. We don't have to necessarily use everything that we see. Take ideas from it, use it as a template, and then go back and create your own. So you might see another couple of ones. Oh, that's a good question, or that's a good style of question that doesn't necessarily suit my student right now, but I can take this, adapt it, change it, and I'm going to make my own resources, my own material that will fit a B1 or a C2 or whatever it is that you're teaching.
And I can use it for my assignment.
Yeah, you should be able to. And the
And
same like then. Like I really enjoy games like that for review classes. So if I have a class that I know is specifically for review, I would usually allow half of the class, if not 60% of the class, to play an all-inclusive game, something like Kahoot. Usually in a classroom environment, I would just make a board game. And this way you test all of the different areas that you covered in class, and it's a really good way to get everybody involved. And then as a teacher, you can see areas that students are missing out on, what students aren't getting this, the students are struggling with this student is struggling with this. And then you use the second half of the class or the end of the class just to address those a few key issues that were brought up in the quiz at the very end. But it's definitely a great way to use review.
thank you.
No problem. Melanie, you had a
Actually,
question.
my question is really for the whole class. It's about equipment, and I may have, there were a few webinars I missed, but I am fully on my laptop now. My computer is clunky, and so I'm wondering if people are finding a difference. And the reason I ask that is that in other areas of our lives, my husband and I have found that, wow, sometimes you really want to go back to the computer. So I'm wondering what people are finding for their teaching.
That's a really good question. I think a lot of people have a lot of different opinions because, like you said, it's a personal issue. I know James definitely did one of the beginning webinars, although I'm not sure if it's up because we did have a conversation yesterday. He did do one about setting up. So, setting up for online teaching, what kind of things we should be aware of. So, things like your background, your
All that I know.
technology, your headphones, your computers, all that kind of stuff. I personally use a laptop. I don't have a PC or a desktop. So I personally use a laptop and then also have a laptop stand. And then that way I can either sit teaching, but it also gives me the opportunity to put my laptop on the stand, raise it up and stand teaching as well. It's definitely nice to be able to have that ability to chop and change. Also, I think sometimes it changes your energy levels. Sometimes I find if I'm standing and I'm teaching, it's a much more easier to move around and act a little bit silly. Sometimes if I'm lower down, my classes are a much more kind of relaxed, laid back, chilled environment, like we're doing now with older classes, and we just all chat. But does anybody else have any input
Yeah,
or any ideas about laptops or computers? Johan.
I'm using
Uh,
iPad, what I'm doing, and it's a different technology. It's a different configuration of
Mhm.
hardware. And
Okay.
that's really what I'm concerned about with things like Flash Player and file storage and stuff like that.
okay.
Well, let me jump in there, Johan, just if you allow me for a second. Um, the only difference is when you're using Mac versus PC.
Okay.
I use a laptop and I also use a desktop. Why do I use both? Because I like to have a backup in case of power failure or whatnot. And because I'm blind, so I actually have a 27-inch screen in front of me. With my laptop, I will have to be like, "Hi guys." But basically, in terms of software and in terms of programs, it's the same. It's exactly the same. I have Windows 10 on both my laptop and my PC. I use a stand, like Kara said, because it's a lot more comfortable. I don't feel comfortable typing into, the laptop. That's why I have one of these. And I use it for both, my PC and my laptop. A wireless, it doesn't have to be wireless. It's just more comfortable. And I also use a mouse for both, my PC and my laptop. So it's the same sensation. So basically, I can type, on my keyboard. My boss makes fun of me all the time. He says that's archaic, but it's a matter of personal taste. So it's like having a smaller PC, right, with a smaller screen, but I still got my mouse and I still got my keyboard. And most of laptops today, come with very good integrated cameras. So I use a webcam again, but that's my personal choice because I'm used to having my webcam, and sometimes I like to pan around the room for different activities that I do and whatnot. But your laptop more than suffice. I mean, it'll do the same thing as a desktop. And my recommendation would be get yourself a keyboard. They're very cheap.
I have a
You
good
can
one.
get a Logitech has like the one I have in my office because today I'm home. I have one that with one sensor, one USB sensor controls both the mouse and the keyboard. And that's basically how you get around that. Okay.
Thanks.
Johan, do
I,
you have
Thank you.
anything to add?
Johan wanted to add
I,
something, right?
no, I just want to ask that the webinar on setting up, is it available offline? Where can I get it? Where can I watch it? Is it available?
James,
One
is
for
that one available?
No, unfortunately, that webinar was not recorded. That was one of the very first webinars we were doing, like the pilots. As a matter of
Okay.
fact, I remember we only had like 6 people attending. It was kind of awkward. But the first webinar, um, let me see if I can go to that. Kara, could you make me a host for a moment, please?
Yeah, of course.
Thanks.
Oh, wait. I just invited Johan to be. Oh, no, I didn't. It was James. You were side by side. I thought I had just sent Johan to be the host.
Well, I mean, we're
The
two good
first
looking
time for
men.
everything, get everybody involved.
Well, we're two good looking men with white hair. And it's understandable why, that mistake would be made. Right. So I'm going to share now. Um, whoa. Something happened here. Sorry. Let me stop sharing. I think I might have done something to my keyboard when I moved it around. Just give me 1 second. Bear with me, please. Okay, we're good now. I think on the very first webinar that we published, I do a recap. The thing is that we've done so many, I get a little bit lost. But I do believe that on that particular one, I did a recap on how to set up and what kind of equipment you need. Let me very quickly, bear with me for a second. Okay.
Where is all these webinars available?
Okay, you
Hola.
need to go to YouTube, and then
YouTube.
you're going to type in Global TEFL. Exactly what I'm doing right now. Are you looking at my
Okay.
screen now?
We're looking at
No.
you.
You're looking at
Reading
me
it.
again. Typical mistake. All right. There. Are you looking at the screen now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically you go to YouTube, and on the
Yes.
search bar of YouTube, you're going to type in Global TEFL,
Okay.
enter.
Okay.
Then you're going to see our logo over here. You know, the Global
Yeah.
TEFL logo, the one you see on all the presentations. You're going to click on it.
Yes.
And then down here are all of the webinars.
Okay.
What you want to do is you want to go back,
Beautiful.
and this would be the first one right here. This was 2 months ago. It's called Teaching Online Free Webinar. And this is where I go over, you know, all the basics on how to teach online. And I do believe at the beginning of this presentation, what the class objective will be for. I do a, what the heck did I just do? Sorry. One moment, patience, patience, patience. Holiday for all of us here. I was demonstrating how to use, you know, in this one, I also demonstrate how to do props. Here we go. The higher quality means I can actually. Here's where I explain, you know, all the. Of course, you want to have a good headset and all the preparation that you need. A good working, you know, computer equipment. Do a share with sound. You want to have at least 10 megas so here I explain internet, everything. I explain the equipment. 10 steady megas of internet service. Here, you know, at the company, we have, and go into the class, you need to have the right decor, especially for, you know, smaller children. You notice Kara's background, by the way, very nice decor, Kara. It's basically what I explained on this particular webinar. So, Johan, go to this one, and this one will give you, I mean, I had done one previously, which I focused specifically on this, on the equipment. But in this one, I cover everything. I cover, you know, how to do the warm-up. I cover how to do the introduction. I cover how to use props and whatnot. And this is the one you want to watch, okay?
Okay. Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Yes, Patricia.
Yes, I have a question on when you're sharing these games or trying to do these games with your students, if your student is doing it via a phone because they don't have computers, are they going to be able to see like the full question and everything, or just going to be very small? Are they going to have any problems doing it on a phone?
Not really, because you'll be doing it the same way that I do it. You share your screen and you ask them, you know, like to zoom in, or you zoom into the screen. Now, how do you zoom into a screen? When you're doing a screen share, well, all you need to do is press the control key, and then the little, you know, the little round thingy on your mouse, this one. Okay, when you press the control key, this will allow you to make the screen larger or make it smaller.
Okay, so
you can basically zoom into the activity as much as you need to. Okay, and that should do the trick. Plus, most of you students that have cell phones, they have good eyesight. They're not like me, for example. I mean, even though I have a ginormous cell phone, I mean, my cell phone is big. I could not have one of those tiny little iPhones. I'd be dead in the water. My friends make fun of me. They said I don't have a phone, I don't have a tablet, I have a phablet. Whatever. I mean, but most of them will be comfortable because they're used to, you know, I mean, using their cell phone and those tiny little letters.
I think Eliane at one point wanted to ask a question as well.
No? Yes, I did. Hold on one moment.
Okie dokie.
Yes, sorry, I apologize. Yes, I did have a question. One of them of which was answered because I saw the presentation of the TPR presentation on YouTube. So that was the first question. And the second question is, I'm thinking about taking your course, your master's course, and what I was intrigued is I did send a question over through using your email address and never got a response.
My email address, or
no, it's the one on the website.
Okay, cool.
The one that was on, and I never got a response to it. I've met a friend here who's also taking the master's course for global language training, and the question was that it normally takes some people, if they're doing it full time, they can take 6 months. Is there a time threshold that there's a cutoff point to take the course? So if I signed up, paid, what is the bracket of time I've got?
You got a year to finish the course.
It is a year.
Depending on which course you take. If you take one of the specialist courses, it's 6 months. If you take the 120 or the 150 or the 250, like the one behind me right there, that's the 250, I believe, then you have a year to finish it.
Doesn't tell me anything, because all I can see is a bundle of all these certificates. So that meant absolutely nothing to me.
But
Jane.
Eliane, if you're saying master is 150 hours. So
Exactly.
that would be the middle one. So that's a year.
Right.
But I've seen people finish the course in 2 weeks. I mean,
Yeah.
experienced teachers.
Well, it's depending, everybody's circumstances are different. They want to teach English, they've got other things going on. So it just gives me a time span so I can plan.
Right.
And planning is very important if I'm going to complete this course within a certain period of time, with time and unforeseen circumstances occurring that's beyond my control. So for me, it's knowing what I've got, what time I've got to complete the course, and I'm fitting the course around my life as opposed to my life around the course.
Of course.
So I needed that clarification. And thank
Yeah,
you
for answering. Before you ask, Melanie, we have Patricia, then Melanie, and I want to add something to the question that we're tackling right now. Is that, remember that even if you don't finish the course in a year, you can simply purchase an extension, which is very cheap. You know, it's a few pounds, and then you can purchase, you know, a 3-month extension or 6-month extension, and you can keep doing that as long as you need.
And all of that information, I take it, is available online on your website. All that information that you're kindly communicating to me is on your website.
When you go to the website, you'll notice that a pop-up chat, comes up.
Right.
And there's always one of our sales agents or one of our representatives online, and you simply say hello, and then you start the chat, and they will guide you through all the different steps.
The different
Can
products,
I come in here quickly?
services that you provide. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much for that.
No problem. We're just going to head to Patricia first, Johan, just because she did have a question, and then I will come back to you.
Well, mine, I'm
follow on
to Eliane. I'm taking that 150-hour course right now, and actually, I started it in May. I think I signed up maybe a month before, and in 6 months, it told me I had 5 days left. Oh. So I started it in May, and by October, I just had to repurchase to extend it for 2 months. I was curious,
which course is that?
I'm doing the 150-hour course.
And they give you 6 months to finish?
I only had 6 months, and I thought it was a year. That's why I signed up for it, because I'm the same as Eliane. I'm having to teach ESL and life and all of that. And I just had to repurchase some
extra time.
It's actually advertised as 6 months.
It
was 6 months for me as well.
In 1 year, she said it was 1 year for her. When I've looked online on your website, it's 6 months. When I sent an email, the response was 6 months.
Oh, really? So maybe I was wrong.
So there's
I enrolled also.
Hang on 2 seconds. Oh, there's so many people here. Okay.
Well, since Karen and I are not in the commercial department, my suggestion would be get on the chat and talk to reps, and I'll bring this up, to.
What should it be?
Yeah, because my understanding is that it is a year. That's my understanding.
That's what I thought.
But I will find out for you. I will find out for you first thing Monday morning. All right.
Can I perhaps it's Natalie. So I'm doing the 250 hour, and I've got 8 months to do it in. So it wouldn't surprise me if the 150 is 6 months. But Eliane, I can tell you, I work full time. I have a family and everything, and it's not difficult to fit into your life. And there is the purchase up option.
I would agree with that. I did mine. I did 150 hours as well. I did mine super fast. I was in university and working and all of that.
Yes.
So like you said, it is easy to fit in here and there, do a bit here, do a bit there, do a bit there.
Yeah.
But 100% you do want to know how long you have. Like
Yes.
James said,
I do 1 hour a day. I do 1 hour a day early in the morning, and I actually have had no problem fitting in the assignments and getting. I'm well on track to finishing the 250 well in the timeline.
Okay, that's all very well. That's absolutely fine. But here I'm questioning the consistency.
Yeah.
Because if my friend has signed up and she's got 1 year to do it, if that product term has changed, then I'd like to know, because she's got it for 1 year. From a sales perspective,
may I point something out?
Hold on a moment. From the sales perspective, that might be the case, because it's this is a business. That is a point that's not questionable. But if it has changed, I want to know. And when did it change? Because I was going to sign up. I wanted to sign it. If it was a year, fine, I could do it for a year. It just gives me that time just in case. If I fall ill for a month, I've lost a month. It's just in case.
Actually, no. Actually, sorry to jump in there. If you fall ill for whatever reason, then you let us know, and automatically, your course will be placed on hold. I'm looking at the webpage right now. Keep going, keep talking while I.
Like James said, also we're in the academic side of things, so the commercial side, the sales side is somebody else. James will talk to the people in that team and definitely find out, because 100% you do want to have some clarity. Is it a year? Is it 8 months? Is it 6 months? So we do apologize for this confusion, but it's definitely something that we will bring to the attention of Global TEFL and find out for you guys, because yes, we want to have this consistency. We want to make sure that the product person A buys and the product person B buys are equal in value, and that you guys get the same opportunities when you're doing your course. Stephanie, give me 2 seconds. I'm going to head over to Chrissy and then I will come back to you. Chrissy, go ahead. I didn't hear any of that, Chrissy. The connection is really bad. Language teaching games. Oh, great. You are showing us another book. Super. So I am guessing from this, I mean, I can't hear you, but it's going to tie into offline resources as well as online, using books, using games, using extra activities. Super. I love this. Also, something I didn't show you guys earlier as well in terms of props that we can use for games. Reading games and number games, like what James was saying earlier in vocabulary. This is my DVD player. And I draw this out and I have a prop also, but we can use this for stop, go quickly, slow down. Yes, usually this is reverse. If you have older students and you want to get them to speak backwards, by all means, you can try. But for younger students, usually I just do slow down. And for this, I stop, start, go, speed up. We can use this for reading passages, for practicing vocabulary. I just saw this by my side, so I thought I'd stick it in here. Before, just when we were talking about offline resources. Stephanie, what did you have to add in?
First of all, thank you. It was really a lot of fun today. It was really amazing. Thank you very much, both of you, James and Cara. And then I just wanted to add, if you do apply for your course and you log online, it actually tells you on your log on site how many days you've got left and how much time you've got remaining, and that you have the option to renew.
Okay.
So I personally have had absolutely no problems with that. I've had all the information I require, but that's obviously only after your first purchase. It provides you with all that information when you log in and you set up your profile. It's really helpful to have that, to make sure that you're up to speed with everything.
Super.
So thank you very much for all your efforts.
No problem. Thank you so much.
And I'm sorry, I have to go. That's why
of course, no problem.
And bye.
Bye. And Melanie will head to you, and then we might all finish up, because I know it's everybody's Saturday. So
I just wanted to reiterate what was just said. When I purchased mine, it was with the understanding that it would be 6 months, however much I paid. But that has not been in the cards. Like Eliane, things come up one way or another, and priorities at the particular moment come up. And I have been able to extend many times. And it's been very useful. A little more money than I want, but it's not because it's expensive. It's because I've been extending. And I'm grateful. It's really, yeah.
Thank
I
you.
just want to say, and it's
you,
nothing to worry about.
And you have hit the nail on the head there. You know, when it comes to TEFL, we are really all about trying to create a community, this ESL community, this online learning community. And so, yes, you may have questions or things may not be, you know, playing out right now the way you thought they were. Something might take you a little bit longer. You might not be so happy. Just communicate, talk to other people. That's why we hold these webinars, so that we can share and people can ask questions. That's why there's chat boxes on the website. And so we are trying to build a community. You know, nobody's trying to do anything negative or anything. Yeah, of course.
I just want to say that also, there have been a couple of times when I don't know, I just didn't get my password life together. And I've called, as I said, well, I screwed it up again. Can you please set me straight? And it took me about 2 or 3 times to get it all right. And once or twice I got the same young lady, and it was just they were very nice.
Good,
very nice. So I just want to say that. And I think that you've really done a big service for me, and I'm sure for other people, in having these webinars. And they've been great.
Thank you. Well, thank you. So, Johan, go ahead. We'll stick you in as the last person, and then I am aware that it's everyone's Saturday, so we'll leave you with the last say.
Thank you. Thank you. My question goes to getting employed. As you can see, me and James are the older ones. Some other people might be also older, but I know I can't ask for a guarantee, but will older persons like me be employed in online teaching after I finish the course?
There's no reason why you shouldn't be. You know, you shouldn't be discriminated against because of your age. Once you have the skills, you go through the internet or the interview processes, and you show your ability to teach, your ability to learn and go through the training, and then there shouldn't be an issue. You also have the option online to be self-employed, so you don't necessarily have to apply via a group that already exists, whether it's ITG or VIP Kid, whatever it is. You as an individual can be an independent teacher and develop your own clientele. There are other ways, and there are some sites that allow you to sign up just as to advertise yourself as a teacher. You can use groups like social media and Facebook as well to be a private tutor. So if you are having difficulties, or you are feeling like there may be some issues with your age, if you're working with a company, then set up on your own and use that as a strength. You know, with age comes experience. So that's a big positive. You know, there's a lot of things that get better with age. You know, a good red wine, as they say, gets better with age. So definitely, it's not something that I would rule out. No.
Thank you very much.
No problem at all. Okay, everyone. Well, I think we'll leave it there for today. Like I said, I do know it's your Saturday, so I don't want to keep you any longer. Thank you so much for joining us. I really, really enjoyed today. And we hope to see you again soon. I'm not too sure what our next one is on, but we will keep you posted. And
next week.
Thank you.
Sorry, guys. Just to make a clarification, please remember that webinars are bi-weekly now.
2 weeks.
Not every week, okay?
Oh, okay.
2 weeks.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you,
Okay.
everybody.
Thanks, everybody. Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you, James.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Take care of yourselves and stay safe.
Thank you, James.